All right. Oh, noises. Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mukluk Streams. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk. And today we are starting Darkest Dungeon 2's challenge modes, which I'm sure are very easy for me because I'm a gamer. That's how it works. At least that's what I tell myself.
Until the truth is laid bare, and you are finally free.
All right, so really quickly, Rift Breaker DLC Into the Dark. We'll be playing that tonight during the evening stream. It does not come out for like 3 or 4 more hours, so it won't be out in time for this early stream. So we're starting this. Now, Darkest Dungeon 2, we finished a full playthrough of it. We beat the final boss on the easy mode. Now, the difficulties in this game are... Well, I'll get to show you in a second. There's a flame that you could carry that makes you a little stronger every time you die. And we had that flame when we beat the final boss. Then there's just not having a flame at all. Then there's infernal flames. Now, infernal flames, there's 5 of them, and each one makes the game harder in different ways. So one that's like, you know, here's the difficulty of the game is easy, and then not using the easy torch makes it harder, and then using the hard torch makes it harder again. So there's the Despairing Flame, the Corpse Light, the Doom Candle, the Hateful Pyre, and the Stygian Blaze, which it just looks just awful. So I can't even afford to unlock the Stygian Blaze right now. We're going to start with the Infernal Flame. Now, one thing I've done since I played the game on stream is I finished the Hero Shrines. So I have all the abilities, like the skills, I mean, for the various people unlocked. So, let's figure this out. Let's see. We've also unlocked all the in items, stagecoach items, combat items, so let's unlock, we'll unlock like 3 trinkets per attempt. Because when you unlock something, it goes into your inventory for that one run, and then it becomes something that can drop on future runs.
In the science of survival. A drop of sanity.
+2 bleed duration dealt. Oh wow, that could be really cool. Okay, so we got a couple of trinkets. I've got 7, that's really not enough left to do anything. Alright, so let's read what we're going to be dealing with here. The Despairing Flame is the first one. Plus 10% to negative relationships, minus 10% to positive relationships. Negative quirk chance at each end, plus 10%. When they have a meltdown, they get weakness and vulnerability, and if they get resolute, they get a crit token. And you get 10% more candles, so you get more income for doing this. Alright. So, any hero should work for that. Okay, so I can just pick the best hero for the jobs. Alright, embark. Mark, are you playing D4 Early Access June 1st? Probably not. I played 1 hour of the server slam before I realized that they had fixed none of the issues that I had reported from the previous early access. So I literally put it down after 1 hour. I think I'll just wait till it's done and then play it. All right, Chapter 1, Denial.
Or be consumed by them.
Now I've done each of the bosses. Chapter 1, Denial is the one where you fight the 4 locks, and each one has different immunities.
The university's resources were impressive, and yet, on occasion, we relished in first-hand experience. The crossroads. Wait by the lantern's light, and welcome what help may come.
Okay, so time to make our team. So, when I mentioned I unlocked all their skills, I was referring to these. So the last 2 that I did, well, off stream, I unlocked the Leper, the Grave Robber, the Occultist was the last one. He's a weird one. He is a weird one. I do not trust him to be the solo healer with the way his skill works. But let's see. Okay, so we're going to be fighting the locks. So, probably Man-at-Arms.
More devastating than
Vestal,
the horrors of 100 campaigns.
And Condi damage is fine for the locks. It is okay for them. So Jester is good bleed damage and also has the ability to reduce stress on people.
Here, 1 sub Mukluk bobble.
Hey, Notice Seraph, thank you. Tier 2 even, welcome. So Jester's a solid
The
choice.
murderous melody lingers long after the final chord has been struck.
And would like another Condi person. Oh, I've also unlocked a couple cosmetics. Like, look at this. See that? Changes his knife in the bag. Or her knife in the bag. Like, I got starting to get a couple of cosmetic unlocks now that I got most of the normal stuff. Jester is bleeding, direct damage, and stress relief. Could go Flagellant, who's always fun, which would be a lot of blight damage up front. Let's try that. Okay, so now we gotta pick their subclasses for those that we want to use it. I've grown to really love the Bulwark on the Man-at-Arms, which changes his stand fast skill to, which puts up his shield, but it also becomes a taunt, which is the perfect combo, and his shield skills do more damage. And so we're gonna take off Crush, which is not a shield skill, and change that for stand fast. Alright, Flagellant, I really don't love any of his other paths. I think I like his just default more than any of them from what I've tried. So we need to pick 5 skills, so he's gonna be in a damage slot. So let's see, Punish, Acid Rain, Sepsis. Probably Lash's Gift. And what else? Fester? I'll try Fester for now. Okay. It's funny enough, we beat the final boss of the game with Flagellant as a healer. He died before the end, but Flagellant was a healer on that one. Alright, Jester. More. I don't know if he's gonna need it. You can swap skills mid-run. As long as a skill's not locked in as a negative skill, then you can swap it mid-run. So I could change it if we're not getting any use out of Fester. Okay, I usually do this setup for the Jester. He's got the move forward, move backward, single target, multi-target bleeds, and the stress relief. So for this one, my favorite Jester thing so far is the Soloist, which increase 33% higher chance of bleed landing on enemies that are resistant to bleed, and also 10% crit. And whenever a dot crits in this game, it does like double the damage. It does slow him down, so he goes after some people, but he's still like really good in my book. Okay, and then her. I've actually got a color palette swap for her. Okay, so my favorite thing for her is to swap these two out for Ministration and Divine Comfort. And I like Confessor because it makes Illumination remove positive tokens, so it can get any buff off the enemy. Alright, let's try this out. Chat, who wants to be a hero? Let's name them. Who wants to be a hero? I could name the Man-at-Arms Shy Patch, but that's killed us every time we've tried it. Lurch says, I want Zombie Boy. Lurch is a good name for a Zombie Boy. Lurchalant. Make me the Chad. War at Arms. I want Jester. Kaboomster. Pick me. There's only one left. Barithol. Genius. Alright. Just confirming we got everything set up the way we want, because we can't change it after. This you can't change after the run starts. The skills you could change as long as you're not in combat.
The flame, sacred and sputtering,
Alright,
The
so there will
last
be
hope of
one
us all.
fight, and then we'll be at the end, and then we equip the hard mode flame.
The point of no return welcomes you with open arms.
There are no genders in battle. Tell that to the Sisters
Even
of Battle.
your valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
So, see, if we use Stand Fast now, it's going to put Provoke on him because of the Bulwark thing we took. AoE Bleed. Are you moving the vehicle with WASD? Sort of. Hang on. Let's see. Secure the blight off him. How many runs have you completed already? I've completed beating all of the bosses on, like, with the baby torch. So we're just starting our first run with a hard mode torch. Alright, that guy will bleed to death. Alright, he'll die from blight. Oh! Wow, critical. Okay.
Sweet reprieve. Until the next test is put before
Now,
you.
Chapter 1, which is the one we're in right now, is shorter than the others, so you have less time to prep before the boss, but the boss is easier than the others. Alright, I get a bunch of free stuff for getting to the inn because of stuff I've unlocked. Oh, so the wagon on the road. So if I just let go of the keyboard, the wagon would follow the road, Kaboom. However, if I do use WASD to move side to side within the road. So like there's like those random objects on the road, you actually want to run those over because you can find items. So you are steering the wagon to try to hit those. It's just like a little mini game, but you get extra loot. And also when there's a fork in the road, you're hitting the A or the D keys chooses which way you go on the fork. You cannot go backward. If you miss something, it's gone. But you can hit S to stop and then W to continue again. Okay. So now that we're at this...
Hey, look, it's the Tree of Birds. How are you today?
Is there armor and equipment for bosses? How do you prep for bosses? So there's a couple of equipment slots for heroes, but only a few, and then mastery points. So we've got 5 right now. So a mastery point levels up a skill, and it usually makes it way, way better. So for example, Stand Fast reduces incoming damage by 50%. Leveling it up makes it 75, which is pretty big. It's pretty big. So we've got 5 points here. I'm gonna level up Acid Rain, which makes its blight damage go from 2 to 3, which, 50% increase. The Stress Relief skill. Where is Harvest? The AoE Bleed. Tempted to get the AoE Regen, not yet sure. Bolster is also really solid, but I'll get Stand Fast. And yeah, we'll get the regen. Okay, so we happen to start with an item that has a high chance of removing a negative quirk. Let's look at the quirks that they randomly got this time. Coward, plus meltdown chance. Yikes, that's awful. Lazy, that's pretty bad. Bad digestion, that's not a big deal. Slow-handed is annoying, but not a big deal. I think lazy is the biggest problem. Okay, it worked. She is no longer lazy.
Precious relics remind us of a
Okay.
time before the end.
So here's where we equip a flame that makes the game more difficult. So see, here's the Radiant Flame. This is it makes the game easier. This is what we beat it with. It reduces how much candles you get. And then there's Despairing Flame, Corpse Light, and others I haven't gotten unlocked yet. So, because we be a fool, Despairing Flame.
Planning and mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
Alright, so the biggest problem there is every time we get to an inn, there's a 10% chance they get a negative quirk, and 10% chance higher chance they're going to hate each other. Also, at this inn, is a minus 10% chance of positive or negative relationships happening. So, higher likelihood that just nothing's going to happen related to that. We do have a few items here. Let me see. Gain on when you get Bleed, Blight, or Burning. -2 to stress. Put that on the tank. Thrilling Tablet. Double damage and health per missing hero. Okay, so if you had someone die and you have an empty slot, then you put this on. +2 bleed duration dealt. Oh, that's right. This is insane. Put this on this guy. Alright, so Provisioner. First off, pets. So there's a big pool of pets. There's 3 chosen from random here. When you kill a corpse, get a heal and a bunch of buffs. Minus 100% scouting of the map, but you see cultist encounters better. Chance to produce the blood. Okay, so the blood is it's a consumable. It's like a bottle, and when you use it, it gives you a bunch of buffs. It's like it's an adrenaline shot. I guess we could take that. Honestly, I don't love any of those options.
Roads yet untraveled.
So we'll bring the tick on this one. Okay, Provisioner. What stagecoach stuff is there? Minus flame drain, plus the damage in the sprawl, chance to produce woven items, plus quantity of stagecoach size. I don't really love any of this. My favorite thing here is the distillery that gives you whiskey over time, because whiskey improves their relationships. Okay. Speaking of, let's buy that.
Something to ease the rigors of the road.
So if you look at the bottom of the whiskey bottle, there's a yellow, like, diamond. That is a plus relationship point. What do they get from relationships? So if they like each other enough, the chance of them getting a negative relationship... okay, let me give you, like, the best case scenario. Like, one of them attacks, and it will, like, heal another one, and the other one's like... Like, they're just, like, so, you know, bro! They're just so, you know, they get extra turns. They'll cure each other. They'll heal each other with skills that shouldn't normally do that. But if they hate each other, then they'll stress each other out, which will lead to meltdowns more often. I have one time seen when one person attacked, a different person in my group stabbed the attacking person in the back. Like, he hit my own teammate. So you want to try to keep that as much as you can. Now, one thing I've learned over time is there are breakpoints. 9 is neutral. You notice it says 5% chance of positive or 0% positive, 5 negative, but it tells you all the things factored into that right now. The next breakpoint is 14. I could give 2 of these whiskey to someone, but if they don't, well, actually... When they do this, there's a chance of a critical, so they could get... Okay, +1. So if I can't get them to 14, there's no point in giving that all to someone. So we're just gonna wait. Like, you know, 13 is the same as 9 for purposes of the game. And I don't think there's any other items here for sale that give that, so I'm just gonna save that till the next town. I think I'm ready to go. Okay.
And rot. Is there no
Plus
sanctuary for
scouting
this
of
madness?
hospitals or minus flame drain. Minus, that's pretty good. Keep the light up. Okay. Mastery point. Let's go for the Tangle.
Mud and rain, resignation and death. This land is truly barren.
Now this screen is where relationships pop up. Nothing happened. That's fine. Because it was 0% positive, 5% negative. If bad things happen, it pops up here. And usually if a bad relationship happens, it'll lock in moves. Sometimes moves you don't even want to use. And it'll be like, when you use this move, it stresses that guy out. When you use this move, that guy hates you more. You know, it's just weird stuff. The worst is when you get like, the tank hates when the healer heals. Roadblock. Whiskey always helps relationships. So I've heard. Okay, he's going to taunt and guard. Now this guy's invisible and can't be targeted, but this skill hits the back too, so as long as I can target one of them, it'll hit both. And that skill hits the middle too, which this guy takes up 2 slots, so it's her and him. I hate it when my tank wants to die, which is the case in every game. It's the case whenever you play a healer in an MMO, that's for sure. He has 4 health and will take 3 damage at the start of his next turn. Actually, this is going to hit him, and because of guard, it's going to get moved to that guy. So instead what I'm going to do is use Illumination to remove... Oh, interesting. I thought Illumination would remove the guard, but instead what it did was it went to the Woodsman and removed his buffs. That's not how I thought that interaction would work, but okay. Now, for some reason this guy got moved to the back, but one of the reasons I like the Man-at-Arms is he has the Hold the Line skill, which flies him back to the front, and then locks him in place for a turn. Like, the Leper is great, the Hellion, which is the Barbarian, is great, but they can't fix their position the way that he can. Hi, Muck. Hi, C4. How you doing?
Measured and steady.
Oh, the flame is even blue now, because of the hard mode. That's cool. Little tap from the healer. Big shield hit, very nice. He had vulnerability, so that increased the damage. Monday Syndrome, how about you? Every day's the same to me. Doing good. It is Memorial Day, so my wife's home. She's reading in the other room.
It is ours now.
Mike, you'll play D4? I cited the beta stuff. I will play D4. I'm interested in the story. I don't know if it's going to be a game like the other Diablos where I play it over and 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 over. Just because, like, it did look fun. It didn't look like I'm going to play it 1,000 times kind of fun to me. But I am interested in the story, and it does look gorgeous. Okay, so we've got some choices here. Throw down some money and run away. And the people that glow blue mean they hate that. So if we choose this option, their relationship will get worse. We could fight, she likes it, he doesn't. Or we could fight, he likes it, he doesn't. Alright, let's go for it. So, -2 to that relation, +1 to that one. The drummer. So the drummer will constantly give buffs to these guys. And if the drummer's the last one standing, he self-destructs. Alright, provoke. Bleed.
A breakthrough.
So this guy was guarding for him, so he dove in front of the hit on him. He resisted the blight. But the blight that hit him actually was a critical, so it lasts 5 turns instead of 3, which is pretty great. Now this skill they're hitting me with, Atrophic Cut, really sucks. If you look here, cannot gain guard for 1 more round. It took me a long time to realize what was doing that. I thought my game was bugged when I wasn't getting guard sometimes. Since you were streaming for over 5 years now, what were you doing before streaming? Tech support. I do not miss it. I was doing tech support. Did about 7 years of that. Regen. So people would call in and I'd tell them to turn it off and on again. Are you full-time, Twitch full-time? Mm-hmm. Yeah. A couple years since I went full-time. He blocked for him, so... Yeah, that defensive formation skill makes him, like, one hit on him gets blocked by somebody else. I've heard horror stories of tech support. Is it really that bad? It drains you. I mean, think of it this way. Everyone that contacts you is already mad about something. Some of them handle it okay, but many times, like, every single day, like, just imagine when you worked in a, like, many of you have worked in a customer service job. Imagine a day where someone came in and they were just, like, screaming, you know, like a Karen or something like that. And it was just, it was like a rough day because you had to deal with that. Tech support, that's most days. There are many people that call in, and if they could be at least neutral or patient, it's fine. But so often, they're just, you know, right out the gate. So I am trying to get to that drummer in the back, but it's looking like he's going to be last man standing, which means he's going to blow up. So, I mean, yeah, like, it's fine, but it's very stressful. You know, there's a lot of times where it was just like, you know, ma'am, please, like, do you want to complain or do you want to give me a second to fix your issue? You know, and they just go off. I've been on hold for 30 minutes! Yes, because I've been helping other people.
A simple variable, easily resolved.
Alright, Jester does not have anything that can hit the back line, so... Well, in his kit, currently. Same thing.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
Oh, we might actually be... Nice. Got kind of lucky there. A couple of crits in a row. Problems with the chair and keyboard, yeah.
And blaze the trail to your redemption.
I learned a lot of interesting tricks there. Like, even my boss would say that I was really good at the little white lie. Like, I could get people... I was really good at wordplay. You know, by the end of a call, like, someone could call in and be like, you know, oh, my email's broken, blah, 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 blah. And I would look at it, and without telling them it's clear that you did that, I'd be like, oh my gosh. It looks like someone changed this setting right here. Did you by chance do this and it was maybe an accident or something like that? No, I didn't do that. Oh my, well sir, in that case, I think we need to change all your passwords because I think your computer may not be secure. If you didn't change this setting, someone did. And that means someone else has access to this machine. Do you let your secretary or anyone else use it? And at this point, they've lied that they didn't do it. And I'm taking them down a rabbit hole. Like, you're coming with me. And they're like, oh, no, it's fine. We don't need to reset. No, it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. And it's like, just make them feel as uncomfortable as possible for you know, trying to lie that they didn't do it. Dude, just be honest. Just be honest. Just say like, oh, yeah, that was me. I misclicked. You know, whatever. It's not a big deal. Another strategy I used a lot is if I'd be like, all right, just a moment. And then if they started getting yelly, and they would be, you know, just getting like I'd say just a moment. And they would be like, I can't believe I had to wait on hold for 30 minutes just to get you. And you don't even seem to know what you're doing. And I would mute my microphone. And I would just let them ride. I would just let them yell and scream and do whatever they wanted until they stopped. If that was 30 seconds or 5 minutes, I would let it go. And when they finally stopped, inevitably, hello? Hello? And then I'd unmute my microphone, and I'd be like, all right, I'm back with that information I needed. I could start tackling this issue now. And they have two choices. One, they can either repeat all that, but they're usually out of gas. Two, they can admit that they, from their perspective, just yelled into a void while they think they were on hold for 5 minutes. Either way, they feel stupid. I did that one a lot. Let's see. This repairs the wagon, but the wagon's full health. This gives us flame and food.